So I remember my manager busting in the door. Directly in front of him was a man holding a gun in his right hand, and in his left hand, he was holding one end of a long box that was open. At the other end of that box was me holding the other end, and the gun was pointed at me. And my manager, the first words out of his mouth when he came in was, "Holy shit, guys. What is going on here?" Now, to answer to what is going on here, we have to go back just a little bit. So this is the summer before my junior year of college at Texas Wesleyan University. And I took a job over the summer selling Kirby vacuum cleaners door to door. On this specific day, I was training a new employee, which wasn't too strange, right? I had been there for a couple of months, and I was really good at doing the demonstrations. I didn't sell a lot of Kirby's, but I was really good at the demos. So they would put people with me so I can teach them the ropes and all the different things you needed to do a good demonstration. It just so happens that on this day, I felt like I was training my replacement. See, I was on probation at the time. I got put on probation because I was eating food in people's houses. Like, every time my manager came in to close a deal, I was sitting at the table with the plate eating with the family. So I felt like this might be my last day. Nonetheless, I'm really good at my job. I may not sell a lot of stuff, but I'm really good, and I cared a lot about the work I did. And I was going to train this guy well, whether he was taking my place or not. The first house they put us into, my manager says, "All right, check it out. When you go in there, the lady says we got to be quick. So don't really try to sell her. Just show him the ropes, show him how to do a demo, and then get out." Cool, no problem. We get in the house, and the lady says, "Hey, my husband is going to be home soon for lunch, and if he comes home and you guys are here, he's going to be angry." Now, I wasn't too worried about that because I've been in this situation before, right? I know how it is. They come home, they're mad, and then when they go in the room and they see the great job I've done vacuuming and cleaning their room, they're not mad anymore. So I wasn't really sweating the husband. But I did notice when we walked in the house that she was cooking something in the kitchen, so interest was piqued. My trainee is sitting on the couch, and I'm just kind of running through a demonstration for him. And the most important things when you're doing a demonstration is you need to pull pads, right? So you vacuum a little bit, and then there's this little container that collects the dirt, and you pull that out and you set it to the side. And typically in a demonstration, that's when you would pull it out and you would show the people, "Ugh, look how nasty your house is," right? Like you would show them that, and then you put it down, and then you get 50 of them for a demonstration to be complete. So I'm sitting there and I'm vacuuming, and I'm teaching the new guy all the ropes. And the husband comes home. And he comes home sooner than I was expecting him to come home, right? I'm about 35 pads into this demonstration. Just put my head down, keep going. I hear an argument in the kitchen. The husband and the wife are arguing. They're speaking in Spanish, and they're getting into it. I didn't understand what they were saying, but I understood that tone. My trainee says, "Hey, man, I think we need to leave." I said, "No, we're going to be okay. Because when he comes and sees the room, he's going to be good, right?" The arguing stops, and then the husband storms out of the kitchen and storms to another part of the house. And my rookie says to me, "Hey, man, I really think we ought to go." I said, "Man, I got 10 more pads to pull, and we can get out of here. Start packing up the equipment. Start packing the stuff up and put it in the box." So he starts packing things up. And then I'm pulling. I've got 8 pads to go, 7 pads to go, 6 pads to go. I'm flying through this. And as I'm pulling the pads, I see the feet of my new guy as he stands up and bolts out the front door. And I look and I'm confused, like, why did he just run? Like, where is he going? What is happening? And I turn around and the husband is standing behind me with a pistol in his hand. Now listen. I spent my summers in Detroit as a kid. The gun doesn't scare me, but I'm actually just confused. Like, seriously, how do we get to gun pulling? What's going on here? I'm cleaning your living room. What are we doing? Are you really pulling a gun on somebody that's cleaning your house for free? Come on. He says to me, what are you doing in my house? I said, I'm cleaning it. Can't you see? Look, I'm almost done, in fact. I'll be done in just a minute. He goes, no, you're done now. I said, actually, I just got a little bit more to go. I just gotta finish this part of the carpet and I'm out of here. And he goes, no, you're out of here now. And at this point, he lifts the gun and he's pointing it at me. I said, you know what? I'll take off. Let me just pack my stuff and I'll get out of here. He goes, no, you're leaving now. I said, no, just give me a second. See, I take pride in my work, right? And this guy just interrupted me, pulling a pistol on me for no reason. Least you could do, let me pack my shit and go. So I start packing my stuff, and apparently I'm not going fast enough. And he grabs one end of my box and starts dragging it away. And I see what he's gonna do. He's gonna have a waiting to exhale moment. He's gonna throw all my shit in the lawn like he's Angela Bassett. And that ain't happening on my watch, all right? I grab the other end of the box, and he goes, let go. I said, I'm not letting go. And I'm having a tug of war in the middle of a living room with a guy holding a gun. And that's when I remember my manager running into the house. What I didn't know is that my trainee was texting the manager the whole time. So when the guy was arguing in the kitchen, my trainee was like, hey, it's not looking good over here. Husband's here arguing. And then when he ran out of the house, he went and found the manager and flagged him down and ran him back into the house. And I remember my manager busting in the door. Standing in front of him is a man with a gun in one hand and a box in the other hand. And at the other end of that box is me with a gun pointed at me. My manager says, holy shit, guys, what the hell is going on in here? And the guy turns around and he points the gun at my manager. My manager puts his hands up. Hey, look, I'm with him. We're leaving. We're sorry. And he grabs the stuff, puts it under his arm. He tells me, come on, let's go. And I grab my box with all of my equipment, and we get out of the house, and he turns around and he goes, what the hell is wrong with you? Why are you arguing with the man that has a gun? I said to him, because I wasn't done working yet. And he said, you're an idiot. Get in the van. We get in the van, and I guess my trainee didn't need any more training because I didn't see him anymore for the rest of the day. My manager says, you need a moment to just chill. So he drops me off at Denny's with 20 bucks. And I sat there, and as my adrenaline went down, and I really got to reflect on what just happened, I was like very upset. Like, I didn't realize in the moment that my life was in danger. I didn't realize how reckless I was being at the time, fighting with a man over a vacuum cleaner with a gun. And at this point, like, I don't need this job anymore, but I'm stuck here. So I'm gonna finish out this day, and I'm done. They pick me up, we roll around a little bit more, and he goes, hey, you wanna do one more house before we have to go? Yeah, why not? Let's just get one more in. All right, I go in, and keep in mind, we're in Oak Cliff this whole time, right? Like, I don't know if you know anything about Dallas, but Oak Cliff is not the neighborhood to be playing. So we go in one more house. And to be honest, I'm just going through the motions. I don't care. I just want to go home. I start vacuuming. And it's a whole house of like black people. There's like 3 generations of black people in this house. It's like 10 people from grandkids to grandparents in this house. And I'm in there just vacuuming away. And I'm not even 10 pads into the demonstration when one of the children come running in the house and they go, hey, y'all, Tay-Tay's getting jumped in the front yard. And the entire family stood up in unison and they stormed out of the house. And they're out in the front yard fighting thugs in the street like the Avengers. They left me in there, and it's me and just this old black dude that hadn't spoke the entire time I was there. He was just sitting there like this. And I just said, whatever. He ain't talking, I ain't talking. I put my head down and I just started vacuuming. I just vacuumed and I vacuumed. I got my 50 pads. Then I took off that attachment and I put on the shampoo attachment. And I just started shampooing the carpet. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just going to do the job and I'm going to go home. I just start vacuuming, shampooing. And as I'm finishing up and I start packing up my equipment, the way I didn't get the chance to do at the first house, the family comes in and they are victorious. They're high-fiving each other, giving chest bumps and stuff. They just fought a bunch of thugs in the front yard. They're feeling great. And as they come in, the woman of the house stops. And she looks at me, she goes, did you do this to my living room? I said, did I do what? She said, did you clean my living room while we were gone? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, with that machine? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, my living room hasn't looked this good in years. I need that machine. I said, no, you don't. She said, oh, yes, I do. How much for that machine? Keep in mind, I'm not trying to sell them. They're not even cooking, right? I'm not trying to sell them anything. So I gave her like the list price, the price that we never sell the machine for. We usually give them a lower price when we want to sell it. I gave her the whole ass price. It's $2,650. You want it? She said, you take a check? You goddamn right I take a check. We sat down right there, and that lady paid me cash for that machine. Full discretion. I never sold another Kirby after that. I also didn't go hungry for the rest of the summer. Thank you.